Knife self-defense, you're doing it wrong. Martial artists have always trained unarmed against the knife. But I'm here to tell you that most of you are training wrong. Most martial artists train against the knife in two ways: static and very static. They either have the knife attacker stand there and hold the knife towards them at their neck, at their back, and the defender does some cool looking defense while the attacker just stands there and watches. The second way is to have the attacker swing the knife towards them in some manner and then stop once you block it. Sure, it's great for demonstration, but the reality is pretty far off. These drills are fun and can help students start the process of training and learn techniques, but you can't just stop there, and that's where most martial arts do. You have to take it to the next level of training. Also, it will tell you if your defense is viable in a real life situation or maybe just for demo purposes. Once students develop their techniques, you have to move on to the next phase of training, and that's dynamic training with the knives, like sparring. And there are two ways to do this. The attacker gets a knife and the defender doesn't, and the other way is, well, both of you have knives. You start to realize a couple of things when you start this type of training. The attacker can bum rush you at any time, or both of you stay on the outside and play the long range game. If you don't have a knife and the attacker bum rushes you and tries to stab you, you must be able to wrestle and control that knife arm. Sure, you could try a one-shot strike that knocks the knife out of their hand or knocks them out completely, but most of us realize the ridiculous nature of this. Wrestling is really the only viable skill and option possible in this scenario. The other possibility is that they stay long range and try to slice you up. And this is a really, really hard thing to defend against. Well, it is if you don't have your own weapon. If you don't have your own weapon, then you have to figure out how to stay long and then work on parrying and blocking, and at the perfect moment, close the distance to control that knife arm. Just like in the first scenario, wrestling is really the only option. The other possibility is to have your own weapon to defend against, but that's a whole nother video that we can get into later on. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Put your thoughts in the comments below, and I hope you learned something and enjoyed this video today.